Poor Waitress whispered to the billionaire, "Don't sign this." What he did next surprised everyone. The diner was half empty that rainy Tuesday morning, the kind of day when time dragged slower than the coffee pot dripping behind the counter. Claire, a 28-year-old waitress with tired eyes and a warm smile, had been working double shifts just to keep her younger brother in school and her sick mother's prescriptions filled. The regulars knew her by name, tipped when they could, and often stayed just to enjoy her kindness, something she never seemed to run out of, no matter how little sleep or money she had. That morning, a sharply dressed man took a booth in the corner, alone, with a leather briefcase and a guarded expression. He barely looked up as he ordered black coffee, no cream, no sugar. Claire didn't recognize him, but something about him, his stillness, his silence, felt different. When she brought the coffee, she noticed the papers spread out on the table. Legal documents. Contracts. Her eyes flickered to a bold title, Property Acquisition, Brighton Street Redevelopment. Her breath caught. That was her neighborhood. The one with the old brick buildings and low-income housing. The one where families like hers had lived for generations. She'd overheard talk, rumors of demolitions, new high-rises, rent hikes. Her building was already marked for future development. "Is this for Brighton Street?" she asked, trying to sound casual. The man looked up, surprised. "Yes." "Why?" She hesitated. Logic said to walk away, he was obviously someone powerful. But her heart wouldn't let her. "Please don't sign that," she whispered, leaning in slightly. "People live there. Good people. They don't have anywhere else to go." He blinked, caught off guard. "You think I should just walk away from a $50 million deal because a waitress asked me to?" Claire didn't flinch. "No, sir. I think you should see what you'd be signing away first." There was a long pause. Then, something in his eyes shifted, not annoyance, but curiosity. "What's your name?" "Claire." "All right, Claire," he said slowly, folding the contract. "Show me." The next morning, in jeans and a raincoat instead of his usual tailored suit, Andrew Maddox, real estate tycoon and billionaire investor, followed Claire through the heart of Brighton Street. She introduced him to neighbors, Mr. Lee, a retired veteran who fixed broken bikes for the kids. Mrs. Ramirez, who ran a free daycare in her apartment while holding down 2 jobs. Teenagers playing basketball with worn-out shoes and bigger dreams. Every corner had a story, a heartbeat. They ended the tour at Claire's modest apartment. Her mother lay asleep on the couch, her brother doing homework at the kitchen table. "We're not asking for charity," Claire said quietly. "Just a chance to keep living with dignity." For a moment, Andrew said nothing. He'd seen numbers his whole life, profit margins, market values, assets. But for once, he saw people. The next week, news broke, Maddox Development had officially withdrawn from the Brighton Street acquisition. But more than that, he announced a $20 million fund to help revitalize the neighborhood without displacing its residents. He pledged to renovate buildings, support local businesses, and create jobs, all while preserving the community's soul. Reporters were stunned. Shareholders were baffled. When asked why, Andrew simply said, "A waitress reminded me that real value isn't always found in contracts, it's in compassion." Claire returned to the diner, same apron, same smile, but something had changed. Her act of courage had sparked a chain reaction, one that would ripple through hundreds of lives. The man who once saw her as just a waitress now saw her as a catalyst for change. Sometimes, it takes just one whisper, one brave voice, to remind the world of what truly matters. And in a world so often driven by power and profit, that morning at a quiet booth in a small diner proved that kindness still has the power to rewrite even the biggest deals, and the deepest hearts.